One final biblical point, though there are many others which appear in the literature of the ancient astronaut cult. Remember the story of the Ark of the Covenant, which Moses constructed according to directions from above? God told Moses as how everything was to be fitted, from what metals and alloys it was to be made. Everything. No mistakes would be countenanced. Then the ark was to be put away, with only selected individuals allowed to come near it to speak to God. And God even gave instructions as to the kind of clothing and footwear these intermediaries were to wear. No one was ever to touch the ark. That was made quite explicit. But generations later, there was a slip-up. In the time of David, the ark was being moved. As the cart bobbed along carrying the ark to its new home, the cart threatened to overturn. A man named Uzzah reached out quickly to steady the ark, even though he was trying to help, acting faithfully to protect God's instrument. He was struck dead on the spot, as though struck by a lightning bolt. What does this have to do with supposed ancient visitations from outer space? Easy. The Ark, according to the disciples of von Daniken, was a communications device. In effect, it was a lightning bolt that struck Uzzah down. The Ark was electrically charged. One might expect Bible scholars to be enraged by the trysts given to the scriptures by UFO cultists. Many are. Many believe in only the strictest reading and interpretation of holy writings. Others, more liberal in their attitudes, remind us that God works in mysterious ways. They contend that the Bible is not necessarily out of step with science or fantasy, as long as one is willing to accept the results on faith. Reverend Barry Downing, in his book The Bible and Flying Saucers, says biblical religion might be the deliberate work of beings from another world. He says, if beings from another world had contact with our world, isn't it possible they were more concerned to give us a morality and an understanding of the purpose of life than to help us make a few technological advances?